Dumelang ra la amogela mo go Daily Thetha on SABC 1. Nakalibito ke na Nicolette wa ga Mashile ngwana wa kwa Bush Pakrich Mapulaneng. Post 1994 on our election, democratic elections, we found out from experts in 1996 we have a skills shortage in South Africa. Then in 1998, an act was developed. It was the Skills Development Act. And within that act, what we call the SETA. Mang Le Mang is throwing this word around, the SETA, and we know that it's sectorial education training sectors, but the authority. But the question really puts us on a corner. Ra understand the SETA merko tsona ke ying. Di bereka ying. Because ra di ko rona di learnership, rona di internship, rona di apprenticeship, ko re rona di ship tsa go tala, mara rona motho a kwisha go ra botsa di thusha ka ying. And also the question really puts us on a corner. The employers mo South Africa na. Di a chiba go ro tshwere certificate tsa go tswa go o kenne learnership. Ba khona go fa mmereko na because batho go tala ba lla ka gore ba attend the internship tsoa but at the end of the day mmereko a woshwe. Now in South Africa we've got 27.6% unemployment. If that is the stats, how is South African government then assisting these young people in this country, all those who are unemployed, to be able to get post-schooling type of skills development so that they can go and find themselves a job? And this is what we're going to be talking about within the sector, so when Kini, perhaps maybe when we
that's what we are unpacking namhlanje namhlanje sizwa abantu abasha ba understand ukuthi lama SETAs akhona asebenza kanjani ayabasiza ngempela abantu abasha enye yama programs abakhona wekuspendwa imali but egcineni nakho konke abantwana begcine bengasizakala. Igama lami ngoKini wakashandu kanti uyena otoleka ngolimi lezandla usisi uFortune wakaMadlala. Nawe ke khasi ningeze i-call on 0113391315 but asimukele wonke umuntu osendlini. Welcome to Daily Thetha bafowethu. I'm going to start this side. Asanda, ungomunye wabantu obe nenkinga mawukuthi uzama ukuthi ama-SETA akusize. Tell us your story and ngokubona kwakho ayasebenza lama SETAs akhona.
Okay, molweni gama lami Asanda Musa. Okay, benhlala eMthatha in the Eastern Cape. So back in 2016, I tried to apply for business.
Okay.
A catering events company, something like that.
Was it that?
No, I wasn't, because they told me that I should go back home and draw up a business plan. And so I did not have any idea where to start with a business plan.
They
told me to go and try to find out if format as to how a business plan it should be put down, so that after I put all my ideas on paper, then they can try and help me from there.
Are skilled enough
I don't think bayayazi into abayenzayo.
Yona nto sobe sikhuluma namhlanje and finding out ngempela ukuthi yona iphi imigudu ekufanele siyilandele if sifuna ama SETAs asize. Let's come on your side, Nicolette, sizwe abantu abasha bathina abantu.
Yes, on any of our social media pages using the hashtag Daily Thetha. We've got a Facebook coming in from Tunzungani, Jordan, Machibambu. I've been through training with SETA in 2016 whereby I was doing environmental, and after completing the course, the ones that were running the program never awarded us with our certificates. Now, if you're not getting your certificate, you've gone through this training. But let's look a little bit at some of the stats that we spoke about. We've got 27.6% of unemployment in South Africa. Right. Now, we've got 1 million private sector companies in South Africa that could potentially take up one person. But we've got a government that's spending almost 14 billion rand on SETAs. People are saying they don't know the SETAs. So, guy, says Yolanda.
Something we bulletin khano thomane we say awitse lo batho ba itse SETA again, and it's very true. Khona no I'm sure ka butsisa khona mo in the audience, nobody even knows what SETA stands for. I feel like we need to be taken care of more as a public. They need to be letting us know what is SETA, how do we benefit, how do we even become part of this program, what's supposed to be the next step. I really feel like there's no education for the public when it comes to that. And in my quest for trying to find out more about SETA, because it's very difficult, like we heard from Asanda, it's very difficult for you to get the help you need. I started feeling like, okay, how about I become a service provider? If there's really 14 billion that's sitting out there that we don't see how it's being used, how about I become a service provider and I come up with my own training program and I have my own learning material?
But Yolanda, as most South Africa, information. You said something about you want to be taken care of. This information needs to be given to you. But if you Google SETA, you will find the information. But obviously, you can't Google something you don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I mean. We need to know that there is even something called SETA.
In the first place.
Most of us don't even know what you busy saying. You're busy saying SETA. We're like, what is that? How do you even spell it? What exactly does it do for me? So that's what I mean by give us the information, educate us, help us to fully understand what is out there available. Then it's up to us to dig in further and see, how do I become part of this? How do I make it affect my future positively? Because right now, all I know, and especially the minute you bring out a figure like 14 billion, I'm like, what? 14 billion and I don't even get to benefit a cent from it? Let's see, how can I benefit from it?
All right, and perhaps that's what the conversation we should be having also more daily. Baswa, more than just becoming a person through a SETA, through the learnership, can they become service providers? Can they also benefit from that 14 billion rand?
I think if umuntu omusha njengamanje usekhaya unemployed and wanna find out exactly ukuthi la SETA asebenza kanjani, this is the right job for you. Make sure ukuthi awuyi indawo. But let me come to Kutlwana. Kutlwana unombono wahlukile and eqaleni lami ngade ngikhuluma naye before semoyeni ungitshela ukuthi yena ngokubona kwakhe ithina nathi esinenkinga because ngathi asizihluphi kangako to find out about these SETAs. Angazi noma umbono wakho usushintshile Kutlwana.
No, it's still the same. At the end of the day, we just have SETA is just going to pay for your education. What are you exactly paying for? And then in our communities, I don't think you can actually have all the facilities for everything that they have to offer. Because number one, we don't have those big buildings whereby they'll offer you for teaching computers and banking or marketing and whatever. There's only those small halls where they're going to actually say, okay, we're going to accommodate 30 students for us. And in the townships, there are more than 30 people that actually want to progress and succeed in life.
And Mlungisi, a quick one. If you bega kuluma university ahlukahlukene, there are dropouts amaningi, and also to our programs akhona lawa ama learnership aswathola from SETA. Do you think ukuthi abantu abasha bona do they take it serious about ama programs lawa so offerisha ama SETAs ahlukahlukene?
No, ngicabanga ukuthi abantu abasha bawathatha serious ama program lawe SETA because the thing is esiyelayo kulama programs maybe siyela because siborekile
ama stipends kanje.
Stipends,
okay.
Ukudla yinto efika kuqala engqondweni leyo because asinayo into esoyenza. So sithatha opportunity efikayo. This is the reason ukuthi mase siqedile asenze next sihlala nale qualification yakhona.
So ngamanye amazwi usho ukuthi thina njengabantu abasha kwesinye isikhathi nathi sinakho ukuthi singazithathi serious. Angazi noma Borena na uyavumelana because manje lento isho abantu abasha ekhaya ngicabanga ukuthi bazibuza ukuthi uqinisile noma mhlawumbe uyakhuluma nje ngoba ku TV.
I'm actually agreeing with what he's saying because now almost the people that I know and people I associate myself with, we hear and know about that SETA does exist, but we don't know who exactly runs the SETA programs or where exactly do we find out more to get information. And if so, you know, how do we go about applying for the thing and knowing better on how to actually access the information and using it for our benefit?
I think namhlanje ke la we couch njengoba sizoba kwi daily Thetha sizobe sineyikhule khona abahlonishwa abazobe kuchazela yonke lento oyibuzayo njengamanje ukuthi how do you go about to access the information oyidinga. Let's find out on social media, Nicolette.
Khanyisile Hlatshwa Baby K at hi, I don't see why they must continue to waste money because after the skill we're still not employable. The level they offer us is too low. After the training they don't even bother to check if you've got a job or not. Quickly, just Andy, so you can go vets. Do you think a person that is going to vet and gets a degree can compete through a learnership and you are applying for the same job?
So I don't think umuntu o train abantu abangazi ukuthi bazokwenzani in kuba competition ama lectures.
What abantu abangazi bazokwenzani obani lapha abantu bama SETAs lapha?
Like abantu ama SETAs you say abanayo ama resources. They don't have the knowledge abanikeze bona abantu basemakhaya. So ba competition ama lectures ababo doctors ama professors ile knowledge alabantu abayithu ayifani. So umuntu mase sihambe yonke kokota eminyangweni umsebenzini angeke uze baqashe labo bantu because knowledge yabo ayifani. So I don't think ilo ukuqasha South Africa kusazokhuphuka futhi.
All right, and I think this is the sentiment that we are hoping to challenge. If employers themselves are saying the same thing that Mrs. Andiswa is saying, or these guys are not employable, employer, we need to start asking ourselves, are the SETAs actually doing their mandate? Are they delivering on their expectations?
All your questions, Jengaman, just phonele eka or hashtag so ifunda kona man. Samen se breaking se abuya kabisa.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. South Africa. Are they delivering on their mandate? Are they reaching their objectives? And if there is so much money that is being allocated to these SETAs, is it really being put to good use? We are joined on the couch by Thetha, who is the executive manager at Services SETA. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, sir. We do also have Sandile from Johannesburg on the line. Hello, Sandile. Oh, but let's go straight to Putsiso Thetha. Tell us chazele kangcono ukuthi lama SETA umsebenzi wawo yini?
Well, SETA basically are training authorities.
Okay.
That fall within the post-school education and training sector specifically. So we fall under the Department of Higher Education and Training.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So there's 21 SETAs in the current space. So each SETA has a specific industry or sector that it has to feed in terms of skilling and upskilling of people in that particular industry. So you'd find, for example, you'd have a transport SETA, which would look specifically in matters of the transport industry. We, for example, are the services SETA, which looks at the service industry. So your cleaning and hiring services, labor services. So each particular SETA has a specific space that it fits in.
Okay.
Now, SETAs, if you look at maybe your parents' pay slips, you will see there's a 1% skills development levy. It's called an SDL amount.
Yes.
That is deducted by SARS.
Yes.
That's the amount that is used to fund the SETA space.
Okay. Is it the same thing as the UIF?
It's almost similar because it's 1% as well.
Yes.
So that amount is collected by SARS, distributed to the Department of Higher Education, and then the Department of Higher Education would split it amongst the 21 SETAs. And those are the monies that we're supposed to use for training and upskilling of individuals.
So itina kahle kahle abakhokhi bentela esikhokhela iSETA.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, nankumbuza ngifuna ukwazi ke. Let's look at someone with a university degree and nomuntu othole the program and so ni offerisha. Can we think or singazi sibabambe labantu sibabeke ezingeni elilodwa lempilo ukuthi after the program mhlambe kukhona mhlambe okucishe kufana esingakuthola?
Yeah, actually the both are beneficial in terms of the system, right? Now, how the SETAs would function. In terms of your learnerships and internships, there's an element of classroom training. And then there's an element of workplace training. So coming out of a SETA system, you'd actually have workplace experience. We know the challenges that we have in the country where most employers want to employ young people, but now want to employ young people with experience. So that's where the SETA system comes into play.
Usisi lapho usho something ukuthi akayithembi even ama programs now and ngenxa yendlela asebone ngakhona. Would you convince omunye umuntu ocabanga kanje ungamconvince uthini ukuthi ama SETAs kahle kahle a channel abantu to the right direction?
Yeah, because you remember there's also the issue of imali, funding as well, where if you have to go to your universities or your private colleges, there's a lot of money that's needed to fund such programs. Now, ama SETAs, if you know your National Qualification Framework, NQF levels, ama qualifications were also aligned to that particular framework. So Maupuma, from a system where you were in a learnership, you actually have a credible qualification that you can use for employment, which is recognized by your higher education structures, or SAQA, or QCTO. So it is a reputable qualification. I do acknowledge that there are challenges in terms of the space, historically and currently. But in terms of how the SETAs fit into the space, we're actually a support structure to the university and higher education and training authorities.
I don't know if it's just me, and I think perhaps maybe, and I'm hoping somebody go high. I'm still not understanding. Because it sounds amazing. It's an English phrase, you know, you are a training authority. What do you actually do? Because what I'm trying to get an understanding, as Nicolette, let's say I graduate, right? I drop out of school because of funding. What help can a SETA give me? So
SETA, they prepare my programs for their financial years.
Okay.
So they would plan and say, maybe in this financial year, we want to take 20,000 people into learnerships.
Okay.
And then 20,000 people into internships.
Yes.
So they have to use that money for skills development, particularly for those who fall post-school in terms of education and training. So SETAs would create programs where they would enroll and take in learners and train them in terms of your learnerships, which is a combination of workplace and class experience, internship, which is solely workplace-based experience. Some SETAs also fund Bazari. The other SETAs would fund adult education and training programs, where, for example, you didn't get a chance to finish matric, but you need basic maths and literacy to be able to try and get some form of employment.
Before ngizothatha ipoint at the show Asanda, ekuthenini Asanda uthi wayama SETAs, but ukuya kwakhe was through a friend omreferred. And then when we were opening the show, we found out abantu abaningi don't know about these SETAs. Why abantu bengazi ngama SETAs kube kunephathi I don't know whether lapho uSmile ngangiphendula nalo mbuzo as well, but ngokubona kwakho why abantu bengazi about SETAs?
We need to better market our programs with, right? There is no other response other than that. We need to better market our programs with. SETA have been there since 2001, right? So
actually, if like he's saying, it has been there from 2001, and I just heard about the word SETA from last year, and knowing about the word SETA, I just know. I didn't even know about the sectors that he's including right now. I just knew SETA as one of the stakeholders that provide bursaries to students and stuff like that, you know. Nothing more about these training programs and everything. So their Department of Communication, or rather their form of communication, is too weak, you understand? I feel like they're more focused on these programs, but they're not marketing them. And
I think now acknowledge that, that's what they are working on.
It's sorry, and it's very interesting because we've got two groups of people in South Africa at all about these SETAs. Then we've got those ones that do know and are attending the SETAs. Like for instance, Umagesh Mazibugur, I did do the internship and learnership, but still unemployed. These people give us skills. After getting skills, where will we use those skills? Because we are unemployed. Like, how do you teach me skills and then leave me? Is it
not necessarily, no.
Do you help and facilitate?
It's education and training.
Okay.
Right? But I think even my colleagues will also speak to this.
Yeah.
This thing was identified a while back to say, actually, we are putting people into the system, but they don't have the necessary skills to actually fit in now into a workplace or work environment or become employable. So most programs now that SETAs are rolling out actually include that element of getting experience, so that when you complete your CV at the end of your program, you have some form of work experience, which will actually put you in a better space. So, hold on,
Spacey. So what you're basically saying, Corey, prior to now, what you guys then realized was the fact that, as a matter of fact, everyone that was going through a SETA program could have potentially not have been employable. Sure.
But kuthanda kuba nzima khona noko, but ke sinikeza nabantu ithuba ekhaya ukuthi size ukuthi bona bathini about lolu uhlelo namhlanje. There's no buhlo ncanana uMiss B uthi mina 2014 to 2015 senze a community development through the Department of Social Development. Even today salindle ama certificate wethu kuthiwa SETA usasa busy uya print ganti. How long does it take to finish them?
Sure. It's a very interesting conversation that we're going to have. But let's see what's coming up on the show. We've got young people that have experienced these SETAs, and this is what they've got to say.
Certificates sizithole sizohlala nazo la emakhaya sigcine sidliwa amakundwane azikho useful. Angithi naba nama offices no mabayenza into mabayilandelele ukuthi at the end of the day ibe successful into yakhona. Ukhanyisile wakwaHlatshwayo ngihlala eSwaneville. Involvement yami neSETA iqale ngo2015 lapho khona la eSwaneville bekune youth bebasibhalisa amagama then bathatha amaphepha khona bawesa kwi-computer college ese-Rodiport saqala lapho ke bekuyi-first. Then second ngayithola futhi ngumngani through eKrugersdorp Department of Education. Le computer bekuyi 6 months, then le business administration bekuyi 12 months. Yeah, ngibengafunda something ezongibenefita nami because ezinye izinto mangiyalapha yana bengingazazi. So khona manje at least ngine-knowledge ukuthi kwenzakalani. Department of Education nayo beyi-right until baze basifake khona phakathi department senza ama-practicals. Into engizocomplaina ngayo ukuthi ekuqaleni besenza into eyi-1 every day. Mawufika bakunikeza umsebenzi bathi maybe emaila uya-emaila. After ku-emaila ufonela isikolo ubatshela ngema-uniform bengingasanginikeza i-energy. Noma ngiyakhona bengingasafuni because ngenza into eyi-1 ngiya-emaila ngenza ama-copy nakusasa futhi it's the same thing ayikho into entsha engiyifundayo. Mina ngeke ngize ngigqugquzelele umuntu ukuthi alentuzane participate ne-SETA because number 1 ama-levels akhona aphansi. Apply bazokutshela ukuthi thina lana maybe ngenze njenge-computer ngenze level 2 and 3 mangendaweni maybe bafuna level 4 and 5 nalese ese-administration ama-levels akhona aphansi. At least mabangaphakamisa ama-levels and bayenze sure ukuthi lama-skills layo siwatholayo siyawasebenzisa futhi for i-future. Hayi ukuthi ngiyahamba ngiyafunda ngiyabuya futhi ngiyahlala next year futhi kuvele enye futhi opportunity ngiyahamba ngiyafunda. Honestly 1.5 ngeke izingiphilisa impilo yami yonke. Isikhathi siyahamba iminyaka iyahamba ngizogugela ngimane ngenza ama-training. Mina ngingathanda like ukuthi i-SETA in future mabanikeza abantu ama-funds i-funding nalama companies lawa basuke babanikeze imali ukuthi mababe hands on makuphela i-course leyo babalandelele abantu laba bafuna ukwazi ukuthi i-SETA ikwenzeleni. Uyawuthola umsebenzi nabo at least nabasimakethise mabangasifuneli izikolo then at the end of the day makuphela i-course siyahlala sibuya nama-certificate ahlala la ekhaya adliwa amagundwane. Mangithi ngiyahamba ngendaweni bangitshela ukuthi ngiya-apply bangitshela ukuthi bafuna level 3 and 4 and mina ngine-11 maybe 1 and 2. Mabasikhathalele nathi siyinje yase-South Africa.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. Namanje sibheka ama-SETAs ukuthi asebenza kanjani. Kusizakala obani khona. We do have njengamanje on the couch. We do have uSabelo Mbuku, corporate service manager at Thetha, which is transport SETA. But for now, usa actor. Welcome to Daily Thetha, Sabelo.
Siyabonga tata.
Nang usisekhala la ukuthi ama levels wakhona wabona ngathi are low, and also as well kunokukhala kwabantu ukuthi labantu abenza lama programs lawa akhona iningi labo ngathi it's for their own benefit. They don't care much about abantu asuke be develop ama skills wabo. Nikena kuzukhala ukuthi akufana nalokho.
I think masizama ukulungisa lezi zinto sizibeke into place.
Yeah.
One, SETA is an authority that facilitates skills development and training.
Yeah.
We are not training providers. So training is done elsewhere.
Yeah.
So you can be then a graduate from a university, a TVET college, a University of Technology. Now what we then do, we facilitate these skills within different industries. So our relationship will be with the employers, it will be with the institutions, and then the learner.
But may facilitator yini le yama institutions enowasebenzisayo ukuthi asahamba ngenqubomgomo yenu or akusahambi kahle.
Now umsebenzi wethu lo on daily basis that every program that we are funding we have to monitor and evaluate before we disperse the funding. That is how we measure whether the programs are effective or not. Now understand this. If I am a beneficiary, that means I'm a learner in a program. I am learning because I have a purpose in mind. Now, if that purpose dies along the way, I then lose interest and focus on the stipend. And the stipend is not a career. It is just meant to enhance your training. Now, when you are trained, it is because you are not trained. Then you are trained for a specific skill. But then you need to use the skill for something else.
So the training provider, I feeling na go TV na training. Yeah, now how does she then report that person? Because she's saying they were learning the same thing every single day. Are you saying she's probably one of those people that lost focus or purpose? Why she was in the training? The problem might potentially sit with the training provider.
Now, in cases like that, because they might happen, Now we need to identify those.
Yeah.
Now if the learner is able to pick up that I'm doing the same thing, that means I'm not learning, I'm not being trained. You need to raise those.
Okay.
We've got a lot of cases of learners that are raising those issues, that I'm not doing what I was promised to do. Then we are able to intervene.
What's the percentage of those learners, just roughly, on average?
To be honest, it's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
If it can go to 10%, maybe it will be too much.
Okay.
Because those isolated cases are attended to. Because remember, the provider is accountable.
Okay.
Because there is a promise that you have put in place that this is how we are going to train. Then when we evaluate and monitor, we monitor based on the standards that are there. And then from there, for us to be able to release payments, it should be based on the outputs of the training.
Okay. All right. Before Sekpalisa, there's a comment coming in from Usindi Swapengu. Uta applied for in-SETA learnership in 2017. I got accepted. We were supposed to start February 2018, but still today, nothing. They keep saying that they have challenges. Palisa in Togoza, welcome to Daily Thetha.
Hello, Palisa.
TV.
Hello, Palisa. Yeah. Kena kota beng, sis Palisa.
Yes, I wanted to say that I had a good experience with SETA. I did a learnership, it started October 2016, and it was a marketing internship. And for me, it was for a year, and there's a guy from SETA who would come, whether we were at school or at the workplace that we're at for the internship. He would come through and ask whether the stipend was enough, ask for transport purposes, like where do you live, how much does it cost? And then we were meant to understand, because I got the leadership through a company, and I was told they were supposed to have these learnerships whereby they could get a percentage through SETA. And then there's a lady in studio, Andy from Vets, that you guys asked, do you think that people who did learnerships will be accredited? I believe yes, because I had 6 months theory at the school, and then I did a 6-month internship at a workplace.
Nice.
And I feel like I'm more accredited because I was involved in the environment of an advertising agency for 6 months, and whereby I did PR. So I feel like it's more accredited more than the university.
Okay, siyabonga kakhulu Palisa. So kumele sikudedele ngoba ulayini wakho uphinde ube wabli kancane as well. But ngathi indaba ezimnandi lesibusisa enizwayo nani as well. But asibukeni emathubeni okuqasheka kwabantu, because I think abantu abaningi banaleyo mhlawumbe niyayifollowisha ukuthi abantu abakade kuma programs baqasheka kanjani, ithini i-success rate yenu?
Okay. If we're to look at our programs, for instance, you would be funding a bursary. A bursary might be 3 years or 4 years. So after the 4th year, we do try to get to place these graduates for internships. Now, the internships are meant to then boost your experience, your work experience. Now, after that, you as a learner or a graduate, you need to sell yourself. That 12 months, it is not meant for you to get stipends. It is meant for you to market and sell yourself, because you become a product. Now, if you don't prove your worth during the 12 months, the employer is focused on productivity. Now, if you are not productive during the 12 months, even if there's a job opportunity that opens up in that company, you won't be employed. Now, we cannot then blame the funder for that, because once you are given an opportunity, make it work for you. Now, secondly, as much as we try and facilitate the opportunity, training is done by training providers. And when you have that piece of paper, it is not the piece of paper that will sell you, but it is the skill that you demonstrate and the effort that you are putting in. And I think we need to appeal, especially to young people, that when you get that, because there is a lot of young people that need the opportunities, but those that get it, they focus on the stipend, which becomes a challenge, because we are there to upskill, not to fund.
Sabelo ngaphela ilanga mawukhuluma kumele se breakini sibuye soqhubeka nodaba lakho as well samse breakini.
If you have just joined us, Mora Daily Thetha, we are speaking about the SETA, and we've had so much conversation around about at the end of the day, the SETAs are there to just be an authority to look over and monitor and evaluate and measure. These training providers, that's what they do. They're not HR. So I think we need to get a better understanding. We are joined on the couch by Buti Smilo Dlamini, who is the Work Integrated Learning and Bursaries Manager at Bank SETA. Welcome to Daily Thetha.
Thank you.
We've got a very interesting social media coming in from Ukukuleti Angel. I had an amazing experience. I passed my matric, thereafter went through to Bank SETA to get my NQ level 5 qualification and my work experience. I am now a permanent employee at that bank in the department, and that's a good story. It's a good story to tell.
Thank you.
You are doing your job.
You're doing your job.
Absolutely.
And that's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And I think that's what we also need to speak about. Yes. Connection, matric, asnang the money or the funds to go to university. Maybe perhaps you can give us a little bit of a breakdown.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. This person would have benefited from one of our projects. It's a learnership project for 12 months that we run every year. It's a national project wherein we take young people like this one who has just finished matric without any prospects in terms of career paths. We put them on a work readiness program where they spend time in the classroom being trained how to behave at work and how to be good employees and so forth. And then they also spend time at the companies where they then do the practicals at the companies. And that's where they sort of prove themselves in terms of how they can benefit from opportunities in the workplace and how they can contribute towards the value add of that particular company.
So are you bridging this gap? Sorry, Kini, are you bridging this gap? Because Thetha Sabelo was also speaking about it when we were on a break, just having a discussion. We speak about graduates. They sit in a classroom for 3 years, they get this degree, and we've got an obsession in South Africa, degree. Degree, but you are not ready for the workplace. And this is how Bank SETA then helps.
Absolutely. We realize that we've been putting so much effort and funds into bursaries and funding students at the training institutions, be it university or TVET or even UOTs. But then right now what we're trying to do is to basically get students to go to companies where they can get to learn and add value at that particular company. So that is our approach right now.
Interesting.
Sine conversation njengamanje, it's a very good one. Abantu ba respond positive, but umbuzo omkhulu ukuthi ubani oqualify for these SETA programs. Umuntu mhlawumbe oqeda umatric or umuntu odrope out mhlawumbe at college or varsity, ubani ngempela enisuke nithi uya qualify for our programs wena?
It differs from program to program. But generally it would be your matriculates. And then for those that don't have who have not maybe finished a matric certificate, there are programs which allow for intake of those learners. But generally it's post-school, so it would be after matric.
There's a question coming in from OCC. What's your question?
Dumela, ke nna tshwarelo dumela ba heso qoqomo. Okay, na question aka again. Abet e ka tlasa SETA leon. Abet.
So adult basic training.
It tlasa SETA leon.
Itla?
Eka tlasa ha SETA.
Yangena na.
Eka tlasa leon. Okay, question again. Ki kene abet and then ki applied into tsa SETA. At the end o thole motho a go wena this certificate has tshwanele sa motho a entse matric sekolong straight. And then ho tle taba hore tlameya hore o thole mosebetsi o tlameya o be na le connection ha kena tšhelete ke batla mosebetsi o in a serious note ke aya ke re ha kena yona are ha re ye he re lo etsa 1 2 3 at the end why banyana ba usua for sex hore ba thole mosebetsi?
She went straight into the conversation.
But straight. I think my questions wakho bazowaphendula sebaphendula bonke because anyone ngaphendula. Sisanda, you have something to say? Ongidlulisele kancane ku Sisanda. Asanda, yes.
Now umbuzo wam is, I heard you say that SETA has been around since 2001. So I just want to know, is it okay? We don't. Most of the youth, in fact, most of South Africans, they don't know anything about SETA. Is this because we are ignorant and we don't want to know what's out there, or the problem is with SETA? is SETA not making enough effort into making sure that we know that this establishment exists?
A quick one before bayiphendula lo mbuzo. Ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi wena waya kwa-SETA wawutshela ubani?
A friend of mine told me.
So it was a friend.
Okay,
Yes,
perhaps
it
we can
was a
find out
friend.
how Google knows, and then maybe
Okay. No, sobuyela.
Dr. Sabelo works in the communications department. Maybe perhaps go to Thetha yona, advertiser beyang, how do they get people to know? And then we'll go back to Ceci's question.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at this. Ne? The SETAs are focused on the employed and unemployed, that is post-school. Now, in order for us to attract people into the transport sector, we need to create awareness for those that are not yet post-school.
Okay.
Meaning we'll go to grade 9s and grade 10s in high schools and advocate career exhibitions, have a conversation with young people, expose them to different careers within the transport sector. This we do nationally.
Okay.
Over and above that, we even adopted schools throughout the country. Those schools that are lacking in different areas through the Department of Education and the Premier's offices in different provinces. Then we provide direct support to those schools, whether it be maths support, depending on what the interest of the school is. Now, that is awareness directed to the young people. Now, when you exit the high school, you are knowledgeable. Now, for us to say then the SETAs are not visible, this is not only Thetha that does that.
But we're outside of school now. We're not in high school.
There's quite a number of SETAs that are doing that. Now, post-school, universities, they have access to funding that is coming from the very same SETAs. So young people are able to apply for bursaries. They are being accepted at these institutions of higher learning, funded by the SETAs. Okay, training providers that are training these young people are funded by the SETAs. Now,
did you just divert the communications to universities and training providers?
Because I think rephrase Asanda. The question is, the reason why abantu bengazi is because ignore ngaleyo ndlela, or you guys maybe, as we are saying, if focus being kangaka ukuthi nenza amalokuzana ama
To put it bluntly, maybe your communication is not working.
No, it's a journey. I'm taking you from grade 9. Now you are exiting in grade 12. These are direct interventions.
And you've diverted 2 already.
Now we are not talking about the awareness that is created through advertising.
Okay, okay.
When bursaries, for instance, are advertised, they are advertised like at times on national newspapers, community radio stations. We do interviews to expose these. SABC, so we do all of these. However, we cannot, ngesixhosa sithi ngeke ungalithatha ihashi ulisondeze emanzini.
Maybe before we go to an ad break, let's ask our audience if you've ever seen an ad in your life on TV. Have you seen an ad?
I've never seen it on TV, but
Okay.
But because kwase class in batata few students 5 yabantwana and abantwana they want again baba phinde ba share information abanye abantwana.
Iphi indlela ongafisa benze ngayo nje quick one before breaking.
Ingase baye ezikolweni like baye bangathathi izikolo zonke in a group apho kuzogcwala wonke umuntu. Ngase baye esikolweni like in a single particular school bathi bazoyifunda high school apho bazoteach abantwana bonke so that everyone can have a knowledge nge-SETAs is.
I'm sure bakulalele njengamanje bazoyithatha bayisebenzisele. But asabe breaking sebuya after.
Can Welcome back to Daily Thetha, and with our SETAs, trying to get a better understanding of America and we've had a good discussion. I think Richuti about the SETA since 2001 dina di logona dia thusha bat bautala. But since tshwarele mo o botse question, o nyoko tshaba gore na this exploitation ya basadi, sexual exploitation ya basadi mo ga mmerekong, the opportunities tsa mmereko re lebella bang yon taba. And just to maybe double barrel that question, we've got an issue of corruption in South Africa, and we know what it exists even within the SETAs. Last year, na CEO who's been put on indefinite leave because of high training provider. How do we deal with that also?
Okay, I think ukustata if usiqala ngalena ye sex services. For that to happen, maybe there is a desperation. Kulona mhlambe ufuna umsebenzi.
Okay.
And then xa kungathi mhlambi isex ingandinceda ndiqhubeke. Then ndiyipresent as an opportunity, and then lo one power athathe advantage ya lo vulnerable amsebenzise ngoku emthembisa ukuthi uzamnikeza i-opportunity yomsebenzi. But there is no guarantee in that.
But Sabelo, when it comes to sexual exploitation, it's not the victim that presents it. It's the person in power that presents that opportunity. I've got something to offer you.
You want to weigh in on this one?
Yeah, definitely. I think the issue of that has been raised is quite a serious matter, and it requires some investigation further.
Yes.
I must say that other people fail us in the system. It's very untenable what I'm hearing here, and I'm disappointed by it. What I would encourage the lead to do going forward is to look at using our hotline.
Okay.
We've got hotlines where people can call in and lay a complaint and explain what actually transpired. Then we can take action once you know what is actually being reported on. Otherwise, I mean, discussing it here wouldn't necessarily help us.
Yes.
But I would ask you to really look at reporting this thing via a hotline where we can be able to locate the problem and deal with it right there and there.
Do you perhaps know the hotline number?
I don't have it off by heart here, but you can check on our website.
Okay, so we'll check it on the website and maybe share it also on our social media
all our SETAs have hotlines where they can.
Maybe we can as well going forward to ukuthi labantu abasuke benza lama programs nibenza niba screena kanjani abantu bakhona ngoba mhlawumbe nami ngaba nje nentshebe training and then mase niyangifaka ukuthi I'm doing these trainings. But let's go to a caller njengamanje sizo ade bambile siyaxolisa kakhulu. Welcome to Daily Thetha mama.
Ngiyabonga njani?
Sixolise nje ukuthi sikubambisa isikhathi eside mama vele uhlale kulona udaba lakho.
All right.
Yeah.
Ngiyenze internship in a department.
Yes.
And we are currently under SETA. And we've been constantly having problems with our stipend.
Kwenzakalani sisanda ama stipends?
Stipend is the problem is it comes late.
Okay.
And then you find that because some of us we living in rented rooms, flats, and when it comes, we're supposed to pay rent. We don't have that money.
Okay.
And
I think ngiyayithola i-frustration yakho itheni ekuthenini ngesinye isikhathi anisitholi ngesikhathi and niya-affectekeka ey'ntweni ey'fana namalokhu nama-rent. Khona okunye ufuna ukukuphakamisa mama before sikudedele?
Sorry?
Ngithi khona okunye bosafuna ukukubuza before ngidedele abobhuti ukuthi baphendule?
On top of that, we have no one to complain to because in the the problem is not with the department but with SETA.
Okay, cool.
And another thing is, why can't we have an equal stipend throughout different departments, all of us? Why is it that we find that others, like where I am working right now, we have people who have honors degrees but they are earning 4,000 per month. And whereas in other departments, you find that there's someone with a national diploma and they're earning 8,000. Why don't we have a constant stipend throughout, just to be fair for everyone's qualification?
Okay, bukela ku TV ke mama ukuthi bazophendula bethini. Bano Sabelo wena ufuna uphendula lo mbuzo.
Okay, if we look at the SETAs and the departments or the companies that would take up, like, learners for internships or graduates for internships, a specific SETA might offer a 2.5 stipend, but the company would then top that up, and then it goes up to 8,000. So it can be the same because policies within different companies are not the same. So we need to look at that. Hence I was saying, ours is to facilitate the training and development of this specific individual. And then that opportunity is given. However, the amounts paid they will be different depending on what the company has on offer.
How do I become a facilitator and ngikhokhela kanjani mina as well?
Basically, for anyone to train in any SETA program, you need to have specific levels of accreditation. So you go through a vetting process. All SETAs have their own vetting process, which they will track. I mean, they will look in terms of your company, your required skills, because you obviously can't train a program that you don't have the skills to train. So there are sort of controls in place to try and keep the sector clean and to have qualified training providers so that the learners that come into the system receive the best training that they can possibly get.
But Sorry, how do I decide that this skill, satokakhala, will you guys then be able to fund that? If I were to say to you, we need to teach people how to maybe do presentations, MCing, is it a skill that can any skill can be funded?
So SETAs have a research element before they even train anyone. There's research work that is being done to identify those type of skills that are needed.
Okay.
So they typically would be called skills gaps, where there are people who are qualified, but they need specific skills to train. And then there are other skills sort of called your critical skills, where we are saying there is no one in the industry qualified enough to fit into that space. And then from there, that's where we develop your qualifications and then enroll our training for those particular programs.
Because if it's similo nje usivalele, let's say angikhokhelwanga istipend sami, ngireporta kubani or yiqala nilela.
Cool, because remember, when we engage on a program, we sign a learnership contract, which has got stipulations including stipends. So we then become obliged to pay the stipend to that learner at a specific day of the month. So, you know,
but what else so good if we are going to SETAs akona ma numbers that you can call, so yiqala ukuthi imali yakho ungayithola. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Yes, it's been a very interesting conversation. Now, for myself personally, I've learned quite a lot, and I'm going to take advantage of the SETA. So if you any skill, go out and take advantage of this, because it is 14 billion rand of our tax money. Thank you very much for tuning in.